How does Tal win? It is very simple. He places his pieces in the center and then sacrifices them somewhere. David Bronstein. Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you another hyper-aggressive attacking game played by the 8th world chess champion Mikhail Tal. His opponent is English international master William Hartston, who won the British Chess Championship in 1973, and this game was played at 1973-74 Hastings tournament. But before starting our game, here is an interesting fact about Hartston, which I want to read from Wikipedia. During his time as a PhD student at Cambridge, Hartston became the first person to stake the pieces from an entire chess set on top of a single white rook. Honestly, I have no idea, guys, how Hartston did that, but let's not waste our time, and without further ado, let's go for our game and see what happened on the board. Tal opened up with e4 and Hartston responded with Sicilian defense c5. I don't know why, but Mikhail Tal's attacking games are usually arising from Sicilian. Knight f3 e6, d4 c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight c6, knight c3, d6. Black is choosing the Scheveningen setup. Meanwhile we have bishop e3, knight f6, bishop e2. In return, Tal is choosing the classical variation, which was one of Anatoly Karpov's favorite weapons against Sicilian defense. Queen c7, king h1, an important prophylactic move by Tal, bishop d7, queen e1. Now white will bring his queen on the king side, a6, queen g3, b5, and we have e5. D takes e5, f takes e5, after which we have the exchange of knights on d4, knight e8, and bishop d3. Tal is placing his light-squared bishop on an attacking square, bishop c6, queen h3. White is creating a direct mating threat and is forcing black to somewhat weaken his dark squares, g6, rook e1, rook d8, queen e3, and rook d7. A bit strange looking move. Solving the activation of this knight on e8 is better. For example, playing knight g7 with the intention of knight f5 is of course better, but in our game we have rook d7, bishop b6, and queen c8, a passive square for black queen. Instead it was better to play queen b7, both keeping the eye on this b6 square and at the same time attacking the pawn on g2. If rook e2, then knight g7 with the idea of playing knight f5, but in our game we have queen c8. Now comes knight e4, bishop takes e4, bishop takes e4, and a mistake by Hartston h5, an anti-positional move which I just can't understand. This is weakening black's king side too much. Instead it was better to play bishop d8. Offer the exchange of dark squared bishops, and if bishop d4 then bishop g5. But in our game we have this awkward h5 move. By the way, I have to tell you that even knight g7 is playable, though already as white has the total control of the long diagonal, can play g4, but black has f6 move, and still black can give a tough fight. But in our game we have h5. Now comes queen h6 and knight g7, which steps into a devastating combination. Instead it was better to play bishop c5, open up the 7th rank for the rook and offer the exchange of dark squared bishops. If bishop a5 then b4. Black is doing okay, but in our game we have knight g7, and as we have reached the critical position, please pause the video and try to find the winning move for white. Ready? Well, in case you found bishop takes g6, I have to tell you that this is a false path leading to nowhere, because this knight on g7 is successfully safeguarding black king. That's why, instead of capturing on g6, Tal first removed this pawn from f7 by going for rook takes f7. Look at this heavy blow, guys. This is simply breaking into pieces black's king side. Rook takes f7, which is virtually forced. By the way, king takes f7 steps into an immediate checkmate. That's why in our game we have rook takes f7, and only now we have bishop takes g6 with a mating threat. Knight f5, black is covering the 7th rank, but here comes bishop takes f7 check, king takes f7, and after queen h7 check we have a resignation. Now if knight g7, then the rook is joining the attack and black king is getting checkmated This bishop is controlling the d8 square, or after queen h7 check, if king e8, then white can announce a check from h5 and then from h8, and black is losing his queen, the game is over. That's why, as I've already mentioned, after queen h7 check we have a resignation. Another beautiful and instructive game played by the magician from Riga, though let's admit that black's defense was terrible, and with his last move by going for knight g7, black stepped into that devastating rook sacrifice, after which black's position collapsed quickly. In the end, as usual, let's solve a chess puzzle. Please take a look at this position and try to find the winning line for black. I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video.